Yo, we live. See Red PC, we are live, man. See, there you go. We got a good show to what's going on today, but man, we got some special guests in the building. We got my boy CEO Hayes in the building, Chicago Bulls Central. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, family? Appreciate being here, man.
Thank you. Then we got my boy Steve O Speaks in the building. What's going on, Steve O?
It's good, gang. Appreciate it. Have me on.
Yeah, appreciate y'all guys coming on.
Yes,
Obviously, you
sir.
already know we got
Family.
the Bobby family in the
Was
building. What's your five in the building? So you know you
you
better.
feel
Bobby, I
me?
think you
What's your
better talk.
five?
You better talk nice. You better talk nice. Bobby, C-Dub is definitely over there handling business because the Bears are playing over there on Chicago Bulls Central. Make sure you guys go check it out. Go give it a follow. C-Dub over there holding it down. But guys, look. So we got the question that I wanted to bring up. And obviously, we bringing up the underrated Bulls players too, because everybody went in a frenzy because me, C-Dub, and Bobby said we need to let the Jordan era go because we're not progressing because we don't want to let the Jordan era go. All the Jordan fans in the comment went crazy. I meant to say, I don't know if you look by, they called us Young Bucks. We don't know. We don't know nothing.
Of
You don't
course.
respect the Jordan era. I'm like, that's y'all problem right there because they'll put BS on the court. And then just remember for Jordan days, they play a Jordan smoking a cigar, and then y'all just live in a moment, and then y'all forget it like the past 20 years, we ain't done nothing. So just to show love, since y'all got so mad, we're going to do, I put together a top 10 underrated Bulls list. That ain't got nothing to do with Jordan or Scotty. He ain't going to be on that list. But the main question of the show is Coach Billy Donovan on the hot seat? I say yes, but I'm going to defer to you guys first. Let me know what you guys think about it.
Then
I'll go.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
take it
Listen,
away.
I would love nothing more to be able to tell you guys with a straight face that Billy Donovan is on the hot seat. But let me tell you a couple things. I've been a Bulls fan my whole life. I've never rooted for another NBA franchise, and there's a couple of things that indicate that Billy Donovan's not going to be on the hot seat anytime soon. One, Billy Donovan just a year ago talked about the fact that he talks to Jerry Reinsdorf every single day. This is the same owner that when a new management group came to take over the team, he told that management group, the last guy that he loved, hey, I want y'all to consider keeping on Jim Boylen. Everybody in the basketball world knew that Jim Boylen was a terrible head coach. And because he was a Reinsdorf guy, he wanted him to he wanted the new front office to consider keeping him on. Billy Donovan's seat ain't hot. Let's keep in mind as well, Billy Donovan signed a new contract extension a year ago. We still don't know how much or how long he signed that contract extension for. Keep in mind, you have to file paperwork with the league when you give contract extensions. We still have no details on the contract extension. Billy Donovan's seat ain't hot. It's not even lukewarm right now.
Bro, Steve-O.
Hey, that man sitting on a freezer right now. I'm just be honest with you.
It's chilling.
Like for real, like bro, we have never seen. Well, I mean, let me not say never, but the amount of secrecy with everything Billy Donovan has told me as much as like you just know you can look at every coach in this league, almost every coach, and you know their salary and how many years they got. We have no clue for both.
Yeah,
that tell you all you need. First of all, we don't even know the day they did it. After the playoffs, we just realized they said, "Oh yeah, we renewed them." What? All right, but hey, it's not hot at all. It should be, but it's not.
Yeah, I don't see it hot at all. Just like Hayes alluded to, man. If you look at Jerry Reinsdorf, and when like Hayes said, when he loves his guys, he loves his guys. And if he don't like them, he'll get them out that quick. For an example, Tom Thibodeau, he got tired of him and his BS and got him up out of that quick. I'll give you one that was probably a little bit quicker. Vinny Del Negro was gone quick
as hell
away from the organization because Jerry Reinsdorf didn't like those guys. And you can make an argument that Tom Thibodeau had a nice little run. It did run its course. It probably was time, but Billy Donovan had his chances too. So if you're looking at that, you could say it's almost close to his time. But at the end of the day, that man finna be chilling, man. He about to be chilling as B. Honestly, I'm anxious to hear how you coming with it on why you feel like he might be on the hot seat.
And see, I was gonna come at it from a different angle of winning, and then y'all just reminded me and I'm just getting a flashback of just like the Garpax era. And now I'm scared even more now because two things just come from y'all saying that. One is that Billy Donovan has fallen in line of the trap of just do whatever I say goes, and you be a yes man, you're going to keep your job. And then two, we're going to fall in the other trap, and then winning ain't going to matter because my whole point, I'm like, okay, what if we start off bad and our team don't look the same and nobody going to even question it? But since, like you said, that's his boy, I ain't know he was talking to him every day. I know he was fond of the owner, but every day?
He said every day that he talks. Like that was the thing to me. And so, and keep in mind too, I think also we have to keep like outside of just the politics of it all, Billy Donovan still has a built-in excuse. Keep in mind, Billy Donovan had 33 games with the roster that AK built for him. And out of those 33 games, we were number one team in the East. I don't feel like we would have stayed number one team in the East. But as long as that excuse of we still have not found a permanent replacement for Lonzo, or we're still waiting for Lonzo to come back, as long as that's there, they're going to use that as rationale to keep Billy Donovan here.
Yeah, and then the contract too, because like y'all messed me up there, like because I really don't know what he signed for.
Nobody does.
No one knows.
We literally don't know.
I had a whole episode on Locked on Bulls about this today. Me and Pat had a conversation about it. I searched every bit. Keep in mind, I have a media pass. I got access to stuff. There's nothing in there in Billy Donovan's contract. You can't find anything on his contract.
This motherfucker have a whole 10-year contract for all we know.
20-year with a blank check. Look,
for
whatever
real.
you want on it.
Fact.
So
whatever.
Obviously, so by that question, then y'all timeline for Billy Donovan with the Bulls got to be at least 3 years, then 3, 4 years, 5 years.
Realistically.
Yeah, I would agree to that. Definitely.
The thing I always look at it is I always say it is this: it's 2020, the summer of 2025. So that'll be going into the 25-26 season. That's the next time we're going to get serious movement if things aren't, because by then Lonzo's contract's off. The Bulls then owe no more first-round picks to anybody else, and we can have $80 million in cap space. It's going to be less if we sign DeMar and P. Will, but that's going to be the next time you see any significant movement with anything going on with the Chicago Bulls.
Bro, you can hear it by all the interviews from the beginning to the middle to the end. They feel like they're a couple pieces away. I don't know what pieces they mean but
and then I feel like how could you be a piece away and you lose one person and everything falls in the shambles?
Go to hell.
We lose one person. We lost Lonzo Ball, who everybody was questioning that he ain't as good as he's supposed to be, which he came up with the Bulls. He showed out. He was our best. We pretty much lost our best defender, our best three-point shooter, and honestly, our best playmaker. And then that just went everything to hell. So we built our team around Lonzo. So now that make me question AK.
I won't necessarily say he built the team around Lonzo. I think he was the glue. I feel like he was the glue. He's the glue. Go ahead.
You can replace what Lonzo, most of what Lonzo gets you, right? If you can find a facilitating point guard that can make it happen. You can find a defender that can communicate, that can bring together a lot of what Lonzo brought on the defensive side. You can find a shooter, but it was just in one package with Zoe that's what kept the team together. I won't say the team was built around him, but you got like Zach LaVine on the court with Lonzo Ball averaged a 105 defensive rating. We all know Zach LaVine is an elite defender. That's elite. Lonzo Ball's communication on the defensive side of the ball meant that much to that team. So when you take that piece away, a lot of it goes left.
And that proves why Billy is not that good of a coach. Because one person leave your lineup and y'all go to complete hell.
He make no adjustment. But just run it like Lonzo. Run it like Lonzo's still in the lineup. No, you can't do that, bro.
Cannot do that. And that's why you seen 17 different lineup switches last year.
Yeah, because he was trying to figure it out. But go ahead, SB.
So with that logic being said, because now y'all done convinced me now, because I was like definitely going to come in with like a whole different angle, but I'm like, I ain't even think about it like that. So if the Bulls come out bad again and say if like we underperforming, so who gonna get majority of the blame then? Is it gonna be the players or is it gonna be Billy?
I would say as listening to Bulls fans all day, just about every day, the first person they gonna point to is Zach LaVine. But that'll be more the casuals, you know what I'm saying? The people that's gonna just jump to the box score, didn't really take time to watch the game or to earn or get some context. They're gonna blame Zach LaVine. They're gonna bring up his money and say, "Hey, I told you what didn't deserve his money, et cetera, et cetera." But they will not say that, "Hey, it's Zach LaVine, but it's also coaching as well because X, Y, and Z." But anybody else step in?
Most basketball fans don't actually watch basketball. You got more box score watchers than actual basketball watchers, and the box score watchers are the one that's usually loudest, right? Because people who actually sit there and watch more basketball than they look at box scores, they understand it, so they're processing. People who are loud and wrong a lot are the people who literally they'll go and look at a box score and be like, for example, I can't tell you how many people come in and be like, you remember when Donovan Mitchell scored 71 on Zach LaVine?
Oh my
God. Not paying attention to the fact that Zach LaVine only guarded Donovan Mitchell 8 possessions in that game, and he only scored on Zach LaVine in 3 of those possessions. So it's like people who don't actually watch the game have a lot to say as far as blame. And they don't really process the game of basketball. They think, oh, a shooting guard means that the other shooting guard is guarding them. Everyone, come on now, we all know that basketball hasn't worked that way in 25 years.
And I'm glad y'all brought it up that way, because I was just gonna break it down into 2 things. You got like you said, the people that don't watch it for real, and then you got people like us. The people like us, I feel like all the eyes is gonna start shifting to AK inevitably.
Yeah, because I think.
Go ahead.
No,
I'm just saying, because I mean, we gave them the leeway the last few years. I mean, we was trying to figure it out. We seen some success. Then you took a step back. Now we trying to give you a chance to do it again. But now that you start off super slow, especially with everything you talk about, especially with this what's the day that just passed? Media day. They said all the right things on the like for play style and game plan. They said everything right. So hey, now it's time for you to do it. And if you don't do it, we're gonna be looking at y'all.
Yeah, because I was thinking that if we start off slow, I was thinking Billy and the front office going to get majority of blame, because a lot of people questioned that once Lonzo said he wanted coming back, I figured there was no point in running this team back, because we seen what we were. I feel like you got 3 potential all-stars on your team, with whatever the big 3 they want to call this team. You can't be in a play-in situation. I'm sorry. You got 3 guys that paid a lot of money on their contract. And I hate counting people money, but it's the fact that if you get paid this amount of money, that means you should perform at a certain amount of level. It's not that the players are bad, but we the puzzle pieces that we got don't fit well without a true point guard, Lonzo Ball. So I figured once Lonzo said he wasn't available, we should have started making moves. So now once everything looked like how it did last year, everybody gonna point at them and Billy, or Billy. Can you make any adjustments, Billy or AK?
Hell no.
Can you change the roster at all? And
no, I think we're really gonna be looking at. Me personally, I'm staring to the soul of AK, because I was upset. Did he? No, he did hire Billy, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was hot. I didn't want Billy at all. We shouldn't even been looking at the dude. I've been telling Billy to go back to college for years. Because, like I said, if you can't figure it out with KD, Russ, and James, what you gonna do with Zach, Zoe, and Vooch? And then the first year of Vooch, you turned them into Kristaps. So I'm looking at AK. You made a poor decision of your head coach. I'm still sticking by that.
Somebody asked in the chat. Well, I see y'all in the chat too, my fault. I had this question pop. He said, "Why nobody wants to go to the Bulls as free agency?"
Because we hell.
I believe we brought in 2 free agents, right? We brought in Lonzo and DeMar. I think
you know what he mean, Hayes.
No, I mean
like big superstars.
Everybody don't get big
superstars. The matter is, yeah, but look at it. Like the only teams that sign superstars as free agents are usually teams that either have a very deep team and they need somebody to get them over the top, or a team that already has a generational star. We haven't had that since DeRozan. DeRozan went down, and at the time where we had that cap space, when we signed Boozer, when we signed on, like people knew that DeRozan was a beast, but people didn't know DeRozan was going to be like that. So
no, we did not know that.
Yeah.
Nah, we ain't know we gonna be that like that. Youngest MVP. Wu said, "People say this team lacks heart compared to the teams of the past. You are always measured against the past." What y'all feel about that?
Hayes, you got the best quote for that. Go ahead.
I think it's more than just being measured against the past for a city like Chicago. Chicago is a city that respects hard work. You could be a team that wins 40 games, but guess what? If you end 65 of those 40 games and we see it and feel it, you're going to get a pass, right? And so, like, that's why we're measured, because look, from the Jordan era to the Baby Bulls era to the Ben Gordon, Luol Deng era before D Rose came here, that was a team that competed. That team got scrappy. That team did all of that. So you're always going to be measured, not necessarily just because it's the past, but in a city like Chicago, it's a little bit more unique because of what we like and what we respect from our sports teams. But then even outside of that, when it comes down to it, man, like people can't let go of the past, and right or wrong, that is what it is. When you have the heights of what the Chicago Bulls had, people are always going to have that in the back of their mind. So
I agree with that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Thanks.
So, Steve, you brought up something. And football, I see you in the chat too. You said you had a couple questions. I'll drop the link when we get towards the end of the show. Let y'all come up, chop it up with us. I got you. It's funny that you said everybody said the right things at media day. I told C-Dub and Bobby, I didn't like none that I heard on media today. I was not moved. I was pissed. And one of the things I was pissed about was this next segment I want to bring up is the point guard position. What is we going to do with the point guard position? And I figured that as Billy as a head coach, knowing that, all right, Lonzo out. You go get Javon Carter. You re-sign Kobe White. We re-sign Ayo. We got Caruso. I don't want to hear, I don't know what we're going to do. We trying to figure it out at this point in time. You got to have some type of game plan. Or if you don't want to tell us, like, yeah, I got an idea of what I want to do. So I don't want to hear, I don't know. It's a competition. So you're going to wait to see who went out the position. Then we going to run off that. Or you want Kobe White to play like Lonzo Ball, and no, Kobe White don't do that. So I don't like. So my question for y'all guys is, what's going on with the PG position? Who started? And what is it? What is it? I'm lost. Help me.
I told you. Oh, go ahead, Steve-O.
I just think it's an open competition, and I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I mean, if you're going into the season with that, then it's a problem. But I'm thinking of the aspect that he's saying it's gonna be open competition in the training camp, and then I'm gonna make my decision from there. If you gonna come out here trying doing them 16 lineups every, then I'm gonna be where you at. But I think it's kind of hard to see exactly what, because you didn't see constant improvement from Kobe White as a playmaker. Now, of course, like you said, he's not a Zoe. He's nowhere near. He probably won't ever be a Zoe when it comes to playmaking. Zoe is 1 in a million when it comes to playmaking. But we've seen the improvement, and he has the higher upside over somebody like a Javon. Now, if you want Javon, I'm not mad at that either, because he brings the experience. He was next to Drew. He's been next to a lot of great point guards and a lot of good organizations. And he fixed most of the problems that we had. We couldn't shoot for nothing last year. And now if he just give us his average, we gonna bump up. And that's my thing. Like I said, if it's training camp, it's all healthy. Once you get into the season, that's when it becomes a problem.
DeMar said this?
Boy,
he was joking when he said that.
Oh,
it was a clip. He was joking.
And SB, that's why I told you last week when we was on, earlier this week when we was on Monday, like I ain't have a problem with them saying it's open competition. Let these guys earn a spot. Kobe White, he came into the Chicago Bulls, started at the point guard. We realized it wasn't for him. Hey, go take a back seat, work on your game a little bit. He has done that, improved a little bit last season. Now let's see if he can go ahead and earn himself an opportunity. Then you got Javon Carter, the way I look at it, career backup thus far, could potentially be a starter, but you got to come ahead and earn it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I'm looking at it. Then you still got Ayo Dosunmu, who was a starter for your organization, knows the system, had a little bit, had some successes, but also had some failures. Let's see if he can bounce back from that. So I was all good with the open competition. I ain't really think none of it, because that's how it should be. These guys should be earning their spot. Go ahead, Hayes.
I don't have a problem with the open competition, because the way I look at it is that while each one brings a different skill set, it drastically changes what your offense can be, right? If you start Kobe White, at that point, you operate more with allowing Vooch to be more of a playmaker. And Kobe, you have Kobe and Zach going on the outside, coming off screens, pin downs. They can both be catch and shoot players. If you go with Javon Carter, that changes your team a little bit to where you're a more traditional half-court team, can still get some spacing because he's still a decent three-point shooter. So I look at it as, if when you pair it with also how Billy Donovan talked about changing the offense, operating in space, pushing the pace, it kind of makes sense, because you can do different things depending on who's going to be that starting point guard. And so whatever you find the right mix of. Now, Billy Donovan came out today, I don't know if you guys got a chance to see the clip, and said that Kobe White's played 90% of the time at point guard so far in training camp. So if that's something you want to look towards, but I think it's really just finding that right mix to bring out something different in this offense. So
yeah. For me, I'm like, okay, we all know writing on the wall is looking like it's gonna be Kobe.
Mhm.
But I do feel sometimes that Kobe do sacrifice his game, and not as because it's not. I ain't gonna say sacrifice because he's a role player. He don't play to the strengths of his game at PG. But hey, as you said, you know, I know you be doing your thing on the insider. Have you seen anything from Kobe White that you was like, okay, maybe he can improve at his PG skills, that he can actually maybe run the system?
Yeah, I think when you look at Kobe, Kobe's improved in everything that makes that in the NBA point guard. His decision making is better, his passing's better, his ball handling's better, his ability to understand. Like Kobe's always been a fast player, but if you go back and look at last season, he understands where to use quickness versus when to use speed, and I think that's a big difference in using that. So like he's understanding that. I can't say that I've seen from him that he understands when to push the pace 100% yet, but at least he started to show that last season. So I do think that Kobe grew as a point guard last season. I just don't know if it's enough yet, but I haven't seen it as of right now.
Bobby, Steve-O,
I was gonna
say, go ahead, Bobby.
I was gonna say I agree with what Hayes said. I think that a lot of the things you seen him, you like, okay, first when he came in, you looked at him probably more so as like a combo guard. Then last season, you see him working on his game and tightening up that handle, making, having an impact on the thing. And one of the biggest things I think that, is helping him in his journey to see if he's this starting point guard in the league. I think the mentorship of Chris Paul. I don't think it's gonna be like LeBron James trying to take Dennis Smith Jr. under his wings, because we know that ain't worked out too well. I think that, you know what I'm saying, with the step forward that Kobe White took behind CP3, it meant something, and it showed. It wasn't just talk. You know what I'm saying? So that's the little thing that I'm taking in consideration when I'm like, hey, he probably could. We just got to see it first.
See, when I say I like it, like he definitely is improved as a point guard, but when I'm looking at how the roster is set up and how we've been playing, I don't know if he's gonna gain what he needs to gain as quickly, because it just comes with experience and time. Yeah. The main thing I need him to understand for this team to be successful on offense is he needs to understand timing when it comes to when to give who the ball.
Right.
And I just know he don't get that yet. I know for a fact, because it's first of all, come out of college, it's within you already.
Yeah.
It's never been within him because he's been a scoring guard his whole life. So I just think if you like we said, we think most likely he's going to be the starting point guard, but you can't run the same stuff or the same type of scheme you're gonna run on offense that you've been doing the last few years. It's not
a great point. That's a great point.
So wait, who y'all want to start and who y'all expecting to start?
I want Kobe to start just because I feel like Jovan is just somebody you need off the bench. He's been that bench dude his whole career, and I think he will feed off the most when the bench comes, because it is. And I need somebody on that floor that's gonna make that offense, because we all know when the bench get on the floor, when Kobe was coming off the bench, get on the floor, they was running. They was straight running. When he got off the court and Zach and DeMar came in, we knew DeMar was gonna stroll up. You ain't doing that with Kobe as a point guard. He not allowing it. Yeah. So that's what I want him.
Pace, Bobby.
Go ahead, Bob.
Oh, I was gonna say, man, I've been calling for Kobe White to get a chance all off season. So who I want to start, I'm gonna go who I've been asking for. You know what I'm saying? I believe that the guy deserves another chance. Whether he can or he can't, I believe that should be determined by what he does on the floor. I know sometimes we ain't got time for that, especially with the expectation that these guys have placed on themselves going into the season. But I still feel like the guy deserves a shot, especially with the improvement last season. But my expectations, as I've been saying, leading into the training camp in the season, I believe Javon Carter is going to be the starter. That's just me. I think that they brought him in, and I think that he's going to earn that opportunity, you know what I'm saying, the best way that he can. And I expect him to be the starter, even though I want Kobe to be the starter.
Hey,
Much the same with Bobby. I think Javon is going to end up being the starter just because the poise, his understanding of how to get his shots, and I think Kobe kind of like if Kobe wants the ball to be in his hands, like he may be better suited to come off the bench. But I don't think that necessarily means that he's not going to play more minutes than Javon, even if he is coming off the bench. But I think when you look at replicating what Lonzo brought, Javon offers most of that. He's not as switchable as Lonzo, but he can still switch on 1, 2s, and 3s. He's a solid 3-point shooter, not the passer that Lonzo is at all, but like I think those things, and I think I haven't seen from Kobe the growth in communicating on the defensive side that I think Javon will do. So,
great.
Yeah, for me, Bobby, I heard that deep side. I mean, the Bears must didn't do something you ain't like.
Rojo. I just got it. Rojo out for a concussion.
Oh, that's tough.
Hey, we just scored another
he did
touchdown,
smack
though,
He did smack somebody though.
It's still early though. You got to watch him because I like last time.
No lead, 26-3 right now, but unless
no lead is safe.
No lead
it
is
could be
safe.
50-3. I wouldn't trust it.
Facts.
And they give him a 53 lead. The biggest comeback ever in the fourth quarter. But for me, I think Kobe White is going to start, and that's why I want to start too. I think you gotta first time in I want to see Chicago do. We got 2 guys that we spent high draft picks on. Can we actually invest in these guys and let these guys develop to what we see they can become? Because we thought Kobe White could be that nice scorer guard next to Zach LaVine at that point in time. But then, like you said, Billy came in, wanted to be more of a playmaker. That ain't his game. It's not gonna fit. Obviously, it'd be great to add more to that. And then you got Pat Will too. Go ahead, Steve. I see you.
Have we ever seen Billy Donovan develop anybody?
I mean, Bradley Beal in college. There you go, Bradley Beal. There you go.
But that's my thing. I feel like he's a great college coach, but it's a different type of development when you come to the NBA.
Was Lou Dort still there when Billy was there?
No.
Well, he did have SGA, but I have people
that was
say
Chris
that.
Paul.
Hey, exactly. That's why I was like, I heard, but
I'm about trying to hit it. I'm not giving that.
EP3. You know what I'm saying?
They asked. MIB asks, do y'all think DeRozan needs to go for the team to flourish? I know that seems crazy.
Yes.
And you know I feel, but I'll let y'all go first.
I say yes.
Yes.
I don't think DeMar has to necessarily go. I think you have to have a strong enough coach because we saw DeMar facilitate 4 other players in San Antonio. The difference is you have a strong head coach that said, hey, DeMar, I need him to get 10 shots. Make sure he does it. Billy Donovan don't do that. Right. So as long as it's Billy Donovan and DeMar, probably yes. If you have a different, stronger-minded head coach, then you could probably work around it.
Yes, sir.
Nah, I don't look. I've been saying that DeMar needs to go from the point of actually everybody up here as Bulls fans, we love Debo. I feel like when Debo gets started, I think we hate Debo. No, Debo is great. He's great with the young guys. He's a great leader. He says the right things. He do the right things. It's just his style of play on the court. It's sometimes questionable for the value of the team because DeMar gonna hit you the middies. 15 of them gonna be contested, and half the shot gonna get chewed up by the time he shoot it. That's where the problem comes in.
I'm gonna be blunt. I'm gonna be so blunt because I had this conversation with my homie Cat here, and he did the same. And he kind of fed. I would be a little more optimistic when we got him, but he was like, "Dog, we seen this already. He 34 years old. He not gonna be that guy to get you over the top.
Nah, he ain't.
He ain't. And like you said, he's that type of player where every single thing has to be correct. And we ain't an organization to do that.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
So I just feel like I love DeMar. He was fun to watch. Thank you for entertaining me for the last few years, not making it completely hell. But I want to win games. And you're predictable. And you don't play defense. That's a recipe for not winning.
Yeah, we love Debo too. That's why I said that's don't give me an excuse. Chicago love Debo. And they love Debo so much. Some people try to say it was DeMar DeRozan team, which it wasn't.
No, they made it his team, to be honest.
They made it. Yeah, and Zach got to be better a leader too.
For sure.
That's a whole different topic.
Yeah. When will P. Will be a top 10 pick, or do y'all think it's just a matter of opportunity? Part of the guy we just talking about, I think DeMar is in his way for him to develop it. I think for me, if he can actually play his natural position at the 3 full time and actually be in a position being a secondary guy, getting like the shots up that he can get, I think he would. We would have seen that by now, but we kind of stunned. I think we studied him at least like 2 years off his development to get into his next point. We just seen guys who just been defenders who add to their game. Perfect example. What I think what Patrick Williams could be right now, is like a similar version of like what Mikal Bridges is now. What we seen that we actually gave him years to develop his offensive game. To me, like in that range, I'm not saying he'd be as good as him. I say around that range, a good defender who can kind of create his own shot, hit open shots, probably get to the point where playing next is that he become 3-and-D. All right, now P. Will, we see you got down the 3-point shot. Let's try to add up a dribble pull up or a dribble midi. And I think once you have more of the opportunity and you get a guy that minutes and leeway to make mistakes, he can add that to his game. And that's what Mikal Bridges was doing when he was playing with Phoenix. As soon as he got the opportunity with Brooklyn, he flourished off. Or when the guys was getting hurt in Phoenix, and that's when he took advantage of it. But they gave him time to develop, get the shots up, make the mistakes, and learn.
And that's how kind of I looked at it too when it came to P. Will too, because I believe it's just too many guys in front of him for us to expect him to just go crazy and receive 15 to 20 shots. I just think it's just too many people in front of him. So I think that will he be a top 10 pick or, show that? I honestly believe that he got an opportunity to do so now. I'm not ready to make a definitive answer yet until I see games, but I think he got an opportunity now just because the way that now he's talking in the media, it sounds like he's maturing and coming within himself. And even, those times spent with DeMar DeRozan these past 2 off seasons and learning how to be a legit pro and then understanding the expectations set by the front office, his coaching staff, and himself, that he has to step up. And nobody here is expecting this man to go ahead and average 20. You just have to be impactful whenever you're on the damn court. We know you can go ahead and average 40% from the 3 and still put up solid, a solid performance on the defensive end. We just need to now see the consistency. Now he can buy some cognac. He should be good to go.
I think when it comes to P. Will, he just simply hasn't had the development reps. And that's but to Bobby's point, is the team that he came into. Most 4th overall picks have more shots in their first season than what P. Will had in his first 2. That's just the reality of it, right? But I think that when you look at it, you also have to factor in that I think people try to whittle it down too much to how much he's scoring. Like P. Will was the least scored on player in isolation last year. That's a step. He was a 41% shooter from 3. That's a step, right? But I think when you have to understand that the opportunities that a lot of these 4th round picks get to make mistakes and grow from those mistakes, P-Will hasn't. And then when you pair that with this more passive nature, it's a recipe for disaster as far as growth and offensive confidence. But let me drop a stat on you guys real quick. When P-Will has double-digit shot attempts, that's 10 or more shot attempts per game, P-Will averages 14, 7, and 4. That puts you close to what you kind of expect, right?
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I agree. I think the main, like, and I feel like Javon coming here can do wonders for somebody like P. Will, because Javon understands, like, he's been on multiple teams where, like, he didn't always get the clean shot. Sometimes he had to get the ugly stuff, or he just had to get what was opportune for him. And I think for a majority of, like, because I think Patrick suffers from, like, kind of what DeAndre Ayton suffers, where they both played basketball later in their life. I think they both started around high school, so they don't have that natural instinct to, okay, this is open, I'm going to the rim. And then also with P. Will, I just need to realize he's a big bastard. Like, for real, like bro, you big as hell. You can jump. Nobody, like, if you put a shoulder in most of the people that you're guarding, they're going to fall. Like, I think somebody just need to be in P. Will's ear and just let him know, like, hey, dude, you can do whatever you want on this court if you just do it. And I feel like somebody like Javon, Patrick, you saw a little bit with Patrick, like, bro, shoot. You one of the best shooters on this team. By stats, you are the best shooter on this team. Shoot the ball. And he was shooting that mud. And even now, like Hayes said, he's starting to take more opportunities. If somebody cut him off for that 3, he's going to step up, pull up.
Yeah.
The first few years, it was unnatural. He was like, oh, I'm open. Let me pull up. And it was weird. Now he's starting to figure it out. Like I said, the hours with DeMar started to pay off. I started to see it last year. So the main thing is opportunity and somebody in his ear telling him who he is.
I got a question for you.
Go ahead. What's up?
Did you hear the comments about P. Will having to compete for the starting spot?
Yeah, we talked about it on the show. I 100% didn't like that. I hated that.
For sure. Hayes and Steve-O, can I
I
hear
like
y'all too?
I like it.
I don't
for who?
understand SB not liking. Like you want somebody to put when you, especially when you're somebody who lacks motivation. It seems like you lack that confidence. Competition is always best for the soul. Like, and I think it's the positive. It's not like the hey you suck, so that we brought him in to become better than you. It's more of a mentor. Torrey Craig is a great mentor for P. Will in the sense that P. Will is way more talented than Torrey Craig, but Torrey Craig's somebody who is a consummate role player. He understands and where to fit in. And right now, P. Will's role is to be, I call him a gap filler, right? To come in and fill the gap of what the starters don't do, right? Go out there, rebound the ball, go after offensive rebounds, defend well, take the open shots when they come to you, get out in transition, right? Those are things you want to see from P. Will. Torrey Craig's a great person to push him to do that.
Yeah. Sure. Now, everything that Torrey Craig brings from that aspect is fine. But the reason why I have a problem with them questioning the start position is because y'all know Torrey Craig not finna start over no Patrick Williams, and it shouldn't be a conversation. He should just be coming in and help them push him. That's like, no offense. Y'all know Derrick Rose my favorite player. That's like somebody saying, like, yeah, we don't know if Derrick Rose might start over Josh. So I'm like, that he started.
I think, well, remember, let's put that in perspective. When Derrick Rose came in, he wasn't supposed to start when he first came. Kurt Heinrich got hurt that offseason. So you kind of still like you want that competition. So
I feel like you got your you suck signings, and then you have those prove me wrong signings. I know I know who you are, but I'm gonna put this dude right in front of you to make and dangle him in front of you, and you tell me who the player you gonna be. And I feel like I think that's just a tactic of every sport.
That's how I look at it.
That's all sports. It's like it's pushing buttons, like seeing if he that dude. Because I don't at the end of the day, for example, I don't know if this is true or not, but they said Justin Fields didn't want Badgett as his second string, and that's why they re-signed early in the year. That's why they re-signed the backup and then put him at the third. And I said, if that's true, I don't like that about Justin. You should welcome all competition and say, I'm gonna kill you regardless.
That's how it should be. No, respect that. Thunder said DeMar is not a bad player. My issue is the play style. Him and Vooch almost shoot in the same spots.
Everybody does, bro.
If you look at it on shot chart, I blame that on coaches. I think Billy Donovan, you got to know your personnel, and you should put them in better position to get better shots, even if they shoot and dominate in the same area. That's just me.
Or AK, because I mean, it's not a bad team. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad team, but we'll be lying and I say all three of them don't occupy the same space.
Yeah, it's funny that
not as much.
I mean, Zach. No, I'm saying Zach. I mean, Zach when he's comfortable, that's his space. Now he can play all ball, he can shoot the three, he can do whatever he wants, but his comfortability is within that space as DeMar. He used, like, for example, when I forgot his name because I don't like the coach. Do you know the coach I hate that used to be a Bulls? What's his name?
Jim
Ball head folks.
Oh, Boylen.
Boylen.
We had a lot of ball. We have had a lot of ball.
I should have said the ball head blue.
The Jordan era effect.
But yeah, even when he was like, no, I want you to shoot threes, but I can make mid ranges, bro. I want you to shoot threes. Why? When I can make mid ranges. And then ever since then, DeMar came in. He don't even shoot mid range there no more.
Yeah, no, he don't. That's funny, real. I would say he said this. So when I was working with the Windy City Bulls, I was doing like media. Oh, wait, you know him?
No, that's Hayes boy.
Oh, that's Hayes boy.
That's your boy.
Lemon
Jr.
Oh, what? I can't stand Walt Lemon.
Why you can't stand Walt? Because crazy part, when I was working with the Bulls, G League, I was on the media thing. Walt was there dominating, and then it was just like when he went up and he was doing all the layups, everybody was calling him D-Rose. I'm like, bro, that was just dude I was seeing dominating G League. Walt cool. Why you like Walt? What Walt do to you?
Walt didn't do nothing to me except play for my team. Like that's one of the worst eras of Chicago Bulls basketball. So like anytime him, Felicio, Campaign, anytime any of those names come up, it's in me in the mini race.
Bro, ain't nothing no K Felder.
Bro.
Cameron Payne
Jerry
is the worst
Grant.
player ever played.
Jerry and Grant. Oh my
God. That was a bad time.
My God.
That was a ball.
Jose Calderon.
Bro, I wore the sock Marcus Teague. Cause I'm like, how you this trash? Your brother got drafted in the second round. You got lucky enough or went undrafted. You got nice enough to get the first round. And you was that trash?
Yeah.
No, we had a lot of bad guards.
We did. Football got asked, what do you guys think about the Bulls being fake competitive for a year, then blowing it up to make a player like Cooper Flag? But to
Hold
get a
on,
player like
can he get into college first, my guy?
yeah, we gotta wait. He's
Come,
still high
bro.
school.
Like I like Cooper, but I don't even know if he that dude yet.
Yeah, we got to listen. Y'all got to understand. Everybody in the league can't hoop. Everybody in the college was cold. Even look, you said Denzel Valentine. At one point in time,
Was
he was
nice.
nice.
Well,
in
he lit
Michigan
Michigan State on
nice.
fire.
Yeah, everybody nice in the league. It's a video of Anthony Edwards saying Cam Reddish gave his team 60, and now he's a journeyman. And I love Cam Reddish. I think Cam Reddish should be able to find a job somewhere.
He in LA.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But speaking of star guys, the main guy we done paid him. I believe in him. I think it's time for Zach to take that next step. Can we actually get Zach in every way, which shape, or form, not just scoring? I want him to be a better leader. I want him to actually let DeMar and stand on his 10 toes and be like, I'm the leader of this team. This is my team. We live, go by me. We run through you. Can Zach actually take that next step? That's the only way I see us really like going over the hump of all the BS going around with the team. If Zach take that next step, I need that 27 type of point type of Zach back. Can we get that Zach back this year?
I believe he can, because I feel like at the last, I say 2 to 3 years, this is his first time having a clear off season where he can work on his game more. He haven't really been able to work on his game the last 2 years because he's been dealing with injuries. 1 year, what was it? When he came in with a hurt hand, and it was his knee or his back, and then it was just a lot of stuff. And then everything changes when you have something to work on. One thing I wanted him to work on was that doggone handle. I hope and pray it's nice. But I feel like the main thing with him is he got to stop acting light skinned. Well, I don't know if we gotta drop him off at the O real quick or something, but like I just need him to come in and don't pout and just straight up be like, dog. There's only maybe 2 times out of him being a bull with DeMar and everybody when he was like, give me the damn ball. Every other time he just be like, all right, he got the ball. Oh well, I ain't getting it. No, I don't care if you got to go in that man's face while he dribbling. Scream at him. Give him you the ball. This is your team. Act like it. Don't act like it in the media, because that's what he showed me last year. Oh, this is my team. I don't like the way they bench me. Bro, you was trash that day.
Yeah.
You was causing us to lose. Yeah, I'm going to say that. But, hey, I think it's not the skill. Everybody know he got the skill. It's the mentality. It's just the mentality got to split.
For sure. Hey,
that and the Zach LaVine special got to stop. The fourth quarter dribbling off your foot when you're trying to drive, that got to stop. That has to stop. That's nothing to me to a big enough rage. But I think we were seeing that Zach LaVine come out the first year after Zoe and DeMar came here. Like I think people forget that before Zach LaVine went down in that Warriors game, him and Lonzo went down in the same game. Him and DeMar were averaging the same thing. Zach LaVine was stepping up in some of the biggest spots at that point in time, and then we started seeing it again last season, right after he was fully healthy. I think it was a Toronto's Raptor game towards the end of the season, not the play-in game, but like he couldn't have he just nobody else could hit shots, but Zach was on that game. He scored 20 points in a quarter. That's the Zach LaVine, not just because of the scoring, but the stepping up in the biggest moments, right? The leading in the biggest moments. You not being the person that makes the mistake in the biggest moments. That's what we need to see from Zach.
I agree. We need to see
on top of not acting light skinned. So.
Facts. Hey, I think it was pretty cool to see my guy do his thing. You know what I'm saying? This past, the second half of last season, I think he needs to go ahead and build off of that. Like Steve-O mentioned, the man he been clear this whole offseason. Now he got every opportunity to go ahead and do what he do. And I think that Patrick Beverly, shout out to him. He came in and let it be known why he was on the team. Hey, Zach, why are you passing the ball? You are cold. You need to be doing what you do best, and that's putting the ball in the basket. In other words, that's telling me you are the best player on this team. What are you doing? So he just got to go ahead and internalize all that and compartmentalize all that, and then just let it flow. Let it flourish and let it take over.
And can I just add one thing?
Yeah.
And it's not even him. Billy, use him in off ball.
Yes, more catch and shoot opportunities,
please. Please. I don't want to have to see Zach LaVine dribble 18 times, then shoot a step back to a step back, 40 feet range step back. So
that ain't true, dog.
Like I said, hey guys, if you got questions for us, we gotta go one more segment, and then I'm gonna drop the link for y'all guys. Y'all say y'all have a couple questions come in. I want to hear y'all. So obviously, Hayes and Steve, I don't know if y'all got a chance to catch our first couple episodes. we've been having people in their feelings in a little bit or lower, but I had to tell them like,
Hey,
y'all
it's been kind of
feelings.
calm today. I guess me, you, and C-Dub did enough.
We had to slap a couple hands because, like, obviously on certain different shows they come in.
They know Petty Rose in the building.
Oh yeah. Look, I was happy. Look, I should have if I knew we was getting. I should have made an episode more a little enticing because the first episode, was intro. I had to get everybody introduced to C-Dub and Bobby if they didn't already know. They not getting. Oh, trust me, they know now. But for the second episode, they got mad because we was like, honestly, how y'all treat Luka, saying Luka top 5 and he ain't winning. Zach LaVine and Devin Booker in the same tier then. Everybody was mad about that. Then we go ahead and tell them come up here. They got their hand slapped when we drop all them facts on them. Slap their hand real quick. Hey, it was mainly Bobby too, though. He was like, everybody was like, oh yeah, you can't put Zach and him in the same tier. He ain't top 5. What's your 5? What's your 5? Oh, well, maybe you're right.
It get real quiet when you gotta write it out.
Mm-hmm. We should have had Steve when somebody said James Harden a top 5 shooting guard.
You mean Kimbo Harden?
Kimbo Wedge, bro. Kimbo Wedge. That's his name. Because he's not a slice, he's a wedge. It's Kimbo.
That's why I call him Harden. Kimbo Harden.
He's a wedge. See, look, this is what we got to stop at right here before I can say to my next.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, bro.
That's ridiculous.
You do realize he like the 4th, 5th option, right?
No, bro. What?
Right. What is wrong with you? And then
that's why he's
not delusional. Of course, Luka is better than that, but not 3 times better. It's crazy, but
3 times.
I mean, with the ball in his hand, how Luka play without the ball in his hands? Then have
you never see him.
You never see him. He's a cone. So then, obviously, did we do that? We need to let the Jordan era go. Then we made all the old heads mad. So I was like, all right, let's do a peaceful episode. So let's get rid of the Jordan.
He said, let's do a peaceful.
I got a question. So you telling me C-Dub let that slide? The Jordan era? Let the Jordan era go? He said
I made a good case.
He said it's time to go.
Yeah. Bro, it's been okay. Look, hold on.
He turned over a new leaf.
Look, if you think about it, look, Steve-O Hayes, look. I brought up it's been 5 teams that never won a championship that won a championship since the Jordan era. You got the Cavs, you got the Mavericks, you got the Heat, you got the Bucks, and you got the Nuggets.
Oh, that's
then you go for teams who won in the past like we did. You got the Pistons, the Lakers done built 2 dynasties by this point in time. Boston done got them one off. The Warriors done got one off. I'm tired of seeing everybody else get a dynasty. Y'all want to talk about the 90s, bro? I was 3 around that time. I don't care about that. Everybody done built the team at least one ring. So, like, it's time to let it go because ain't no way I'm telling y'all, hey, man, we need to let it go because we need to try to actually build a winner. Y'all, young bucks don't respect the Jordan. That's the problem because now we know you still going to show up. You going to buy that Jordan jersey. Can we get a new Jordan? I want a new Jordan.
Hey, call me a young buck. I wasn't even thought of when they was winning. Shit.
We got
23.
We got to pop in the VHS test to see the parade.
Oh, bro, Hardwood Classics.
Hey, Last Dance.
So that's why everybody tripping. That Last Dance messed everybody up.
It did. Mm-hmm. So I put a list together like some of my favorite Bulls players that I said are underrated Bulls players. And let me know what you guys think about this. It's top 10, not in order. I just went there and you see the white mamba down there. Shout out the white mamba, the dude Eddie. He's funny. Hey. So I'm gonna tell you why I went with this, and you can add me some players y'all think is underrated from the Bulls perspective. We got Captain Kirk Hinrich, and Kirk Hinrich career with the Bulls. He averaged 12 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, a block, and a steal. That's Horace Grant stats. He averaged 11 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, and he's the all-time Bull 3-point leader. Then we got Horace Grant, was part of the 3 people with the Bulls, was 2-time all-defensive team, made an all-star team with the Bulls, gave you 12. 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, 1 steal in his Bulls career. Then we got the short guy, BJ Armstrong, part of the championship team, was solid for them, gave you 10 points, 3 assists, and even made an all-star team for the Bulls. Then people forget about the heater of Ben Gordon, gave you 18 points, shot 41% from 3. He made the all-rookie team, and he was the 6th man. I think he won 6th man, right? Ben Gordon won the 6th man. I think I said that. Then we got Chet Walker, gave you 20 points. One of the old school Bulls. He's the 6th leader of the franchise. Then you got a guy named Tony Kukoc. Came from overseas, came to the team, fulfilled his role in, became a 3-time champion, made the all-rookie team. Then we got, obviously, Bob Love. Shout out Bob Love. Gave you 20 points, 6 rebounds, 3 all-stars. We got an all-defensive selection. Then we got the Iron Man, Luol Deng, on the list. I don't got to go too much crazy with Luol Deng. Made a whole bunch of all defensive teams. All-star game twice. All rookie team was the Bulls Iron Man. Thibodeau ran his knees off. Then we got Pau Gasol on the list. And I know Pau Gasol only played 2 years, guys, but I was being petty because I don't want Boozer to be trashed on the list because Pau Gasol gave us 2 all-star games and he gave him a double-double at his old age at this point in time. So this just me. I think these are a lot of Bulls players that had a solid, great career. No Artis Gilmore. And I see you say Artis Gilmore in the chat. Shout out PC Footy and PC Music W Show. Appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
I just wanted to give guys love who actually put in work with the Bulls that obviously don't get talked about because everybody always talk about the Jordans, the Scotties, the Artis Gilmores, the Derrick Rose. Of course, I'm pushing the Derrick Rose agenda. That's me. But I think this is a bunch of guys that definitely deserve some love, especially Captain Kirk. I told Hayes and Steve-O, I made a lock point guard. I made him like Kurt Herman. The first time I played 2K, it was like two or three 2Ks ago. I ran with Nate Robinson, and he literally only ran me because my dude looked like Kurt Herman. He was like, "Bro, you look like Kurt Herman. You did just like we out here, went on the street and everything." What y'all think about this list? And who would y'all add that I didn't put
Andres Nocioni needs to be on.
On, bro.
Yes, he on my list.
Andre.
The crazy part about it, I wrote him down here, and then when I started being petty with the Pau Gasol, I forgot to write him back on here because I want
You gotta add 2 more people.
Who you got?
John Lucas.
Okay.
And Nate Robinson.
The only reason why I would understand them not being on the list because both of them, if I'm not, I know Nate Robinson only one.
They was one,
that's the only reason. But they definitely their seasons that they had here.
Hey, Nate single-handedly brought us to the playoffs. Averaged 13 that year, 16 in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. It was crazy, right?
And all he asked for was $1 million, and we ain't giving to him.
They ain't giving nothing.
Hey, that's petty. Bobby, you said you had some?
I just want to show some love to Taj Gibson. I thought he was the ultimate professional with the Chicago Bulls. Did his job, stood up every single game, came out and fought. You know what I'm saying? And not really getting the love that I feel like he deserved. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just an honorable mention. I wouldn't put him in the top 5, but I would definitely have him as an honorable mention for sure.
What do you think about this guy right at the bottom, the White Mamba? 30 claps a game.
I ain't gonna lie.
The best mascot, the second best mascot in Chicago Bulls.
Yes, we love the White Mamba. Hey, he's going crazy.
I didn't.
White Mamba.
I didn't. I can't stand no. I can't.
The White Mamba was the living victory cigar. You knew if he came in the game, that was just us.
Right.
And why am I clapping for his ass there?
That means that we won.
Yeah, we won. We see White Mamba.
Then I'm clapping for them. I ain't clapping for this, bro.
Remember, you score 100, get free Big Mac, and see White Mamba.
I am literal.
Sometimes you just gotta have fun, Steve.
I'm not having fun with this freckle.
You gotta get you a good 39-year-old woman. You'll learn to have some fun, bro. You gotta
get
broke in a little bit, bro. You gotta get broke in a little bit, bro.
Where did it even come from? So being with a cougar is gonna be like, hey, Brian Scalabrine's in the game.
Yeah, at that point you be chilling, bro.
I mean, it's Boston.
Y'all cheat anything.
Honorable mention, Cal Korver, the hot sauce.
Oh yeah, we tripping.
Give me
I got him on my list. Hold on,
I'm tripping. I didn't forget him. Dang.
Give me the hot sauce. I think it started with Cal Korver, the hot sauce.
It definitely started with him. I love that hot sauce.
I wanted.
All right, fellas. I gotta head out. I want to go join C-Dub, man. I appreciate you for having me, man.
Yes, I appreciate you. Hey, appreciate you pulling up, brother.
All right, brother.
We got Adrian.
I'm trying to think. Is there anybody else?
Yo, what's up?
What's up, Adrian?
Yo.
What's up?
What's good, man? What's good? I just want to shout out you guys, man. You're doing an awesome job, man.
Thank you.
Listen, I don't want to be too pessimistic, right? But it's just a question I wanted to ask you guys, right, as Bulls fans, right? I'm an international fan, so I see things maybe from a different angle.
Where you from, dog?
Sorry?
Where you from?
UK, man. UK.
Hey, shout out to the UK.
Shout out, man. Shout out. It's just when I'm looking at the Bulls, right, and maybe some people already know this, but the way they're run, right, it just seems like they're just there to sell tickets, right? They're not there to win championships. They're there to, sell tickets, right? Why has there never been a situation where Bulls fans just say, "No, you know what? We're not going to games. Change the model right now." Like, yes, they had like a billboard, but That's not really protesting, actively not going to games. That's a different level. You know what I mean? And I've seen it work here. And people are like, oh, yeah, but the Bulls are rich and stuff. Do you guys know how big Manchester United are? Do you guys know how big Bayern Munich are? Like, respect to Jerry Reinsdorf, how much bread he has. Look up Newcastle United's ownership group right now and look how much money they have and then compare it to the Bulls. It's in a different level. Soccer is at a different level, right? I do think there is something there where if the season isn't great, I do think Bulls fans should be like, you know what, we shouldn't be going to games, man, because we're just rewarding these guys for no reason. There's a saying I remember from somewhere saying like, Chicago doesn't deserve these teams. In reality, this is exactly what you get for it. If you're constantly paying to go to these teams for making these decisions, for constantly being like this, why are they going to change anything? The Bulls were the number 1 attended team last year.
Yeah.
They led the league in fan attendance. Why are they going to change anything?
It's exactly why me, C-Dub, and SB did the show the last time we was on. Let go of the Jordan era. That's why. There are a lot of fans still holding on to that era. They gonna still show up. They still gonna buy the gear because we still holding on to that tradition. We still ain't changed the theme song. Dun, 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 dun. So they still
they remixed that bug though.
You know what I'm saying? They still got that nostalgia and all that stuff, living it up, and that's just what it really. That's what it really is. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, if the other guys want to answer, they can.
I literally just broke it down to them the other day. What it really is people got to realize Chicago is a business and party city. So
you did say that.
When all those executives come in for business, all their friends be like, "Hey, you want to catch a Bulls game? And then, or you want to catch a White Sox game? You want to catch a Bears game?" It's an entertainment value, and then it's people that just come to most people that live in that go to Bulls or sports games here. Most of them don't live in the city. Honestly, they come here and it's a whole commute, and then they plan a whole day around it.
I think that's fair, but equally the Bulls are like near the top 5 in terms of season ticket holders as well. So
it's crazy.
If what you said was correct, that the Bulls, all of these guys, it doesn't matter if fans say no, we're not going to go because all these foreign guys are not going to go. Why are they still top 5 in season ticket holders, right?
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. What that's why we had an episode, the last episode. I'm gonna tell you how it goes when you go to a Bulls game, because they moved the statue not too long ago in the inside because obviously, the first thing they do, they go, "Oh, I want to take a picture with the Jordan statue." Let me give you something with the Jordan gear. Go get that. Go get some Bulls gear, because that's the first thing they think about. You hear the music playing, Chicago, and you look back at how they did the Jordan with the Bulls. Lucky they don't got a big old Benny the Bull balloon floating around like they used to doing that. Then they go by the championships. You go see the little statue and everything. It's literally the nostalgia of Mike, and we have to let that go. Mike owns a team. His son is grown. I
think the PA system is still there. They used to call for Mike.
I also think that I get what you guys are saying, right? And that is the thing, right? It's nostalgia, right? It's why people love the Bulls, right? I also think that it just doesn't make sense to me that they don't realize, like, if we're actually successful and we actually have guys who are, if we had like a potential superstar, how much more revenue they would make that way as well.
Yep.
I'm also break it down like this way to you. Our fans base is kind of unique. We not like Manchester, like y'all over there, and like I kind of compare y'all to like cities like Philly and New York. After a while, they be like, all right, I ain't
it depends,
taking
bro.
this.
I can't lie, it depends, because I hear that as well. It depends where you live.
Yeah.
So Manchester United, I get that, but there are some teams who they've seen their team, because the NBA has every single team stays the same every single year, right? In the UK, it's not like that. If you keep underperforming and you're in the bottom 3 in the league, you go out to the second division, right? So there's something called relegation in the UK. So people have seen their teams get
right now.
We'll be in the G League right now.
Exactly, right? Like they get moved down to the G League, right? So people have gone through that. People have commitment to their teams. But even then, people are like, we're not run right. Like, if you listen to the media, the amount of time like ownership gets brought up is so much, and it goes. Everything's like a snowball effect, right? I've had the chance to work in media and relations and PR. when a team gets sponsored, right? It's a very volatile a sports team is a very volatile product. If there's some sort of negative PR, if people are like, oh my god, this stadium is empty, people aren't going to games, that's going to affect the sponsorships. Sponsors going to be looking at like that as we don't really know if you want to invest in this company. Your stock prices are falling.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Go ahead, Steve.
I just think I think the root of the thing is honestly, we know that the owners ain't changing, and the owners are the problem.
True.
And as long as the owners going to be
attempt to try and change it, that's my issue.
You're not moving them. Like they're the golden goose.
The team.
They're the golden goose. Like you can't. The only way we could get rid of them is he get caught doing something. If
that's it.
And Jerry is stubborn. If you can't tell, like if look at every organization, you got White Sox. They're all the same.
Hey, just one thing too, and I appreciate you coming on. I gotta let the next person on.
Sure, man.
There's only one team, which coincidentally is so funny, hilarious how life works. It's only one team in Chicago where if they lose, they're not showing up. I'm gonna tell you like this: if the Cubs lose, and they've been losing, they still come to that game because Wrigley Field is an experience. The Bulls
getting jumped.
The Bulls. If the Bulls lose, they still come to the game because going to United Center is a experience. If the Bears win or losing, they go into the Bears game unless it's like negative 20 degrees. They still might be in there. They still going.
They still in there. I ain't gonna lie to you.
The same guy who owned the White Sox owned the Bulls. Let the White Sox start losing, they stop coming to the game. And it's crazy that he see that with them, but he won't do nothing with them, that other team. But appreciate you coming on, Adrian. We got my boy Easy E in the building. What's going on, brother?
Yo, salute panel. What up?
Salute.
What up? Baby, what up, Steve? What up?
It's good, bro.
Ain't shit. Yo, I'm here. I just want to ask 2 quick questions. You feel me? Because I fuck with the Bulls. I'm always interested in the Bulls. I've been interested in them. My one question, real quick. I don't know if I'm getting the coach name right, but is it Jim Boylen? Is it him?
No, please don't say that.
Right now.
You about 2 years off.
I'm not even trying to give that nigga praise. That nigga.
You cannot curse in this house. Saying that you cursing in this house. Saying that.
That's me. My bad.
It's all love.
That dude was crazy. My question with him right there. How much did you think he set y'all back? Because y'all had, when he was the coach, y'all had like Laurie marketing. Zach was coming into his prime, things of that nature. How much you think, like, because there was a point in time where I heard a report where the players were mutiny against him. I've never heard that before. Like, we're not on the pirate ship. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, why, like, the word mutiny came up? You feel what I'm saying? So, like, how much did you think he put y'all back?
A lot, because we had a star potential player with Laurie marketing and he got him injured. But you know how bad this dude was? They had a back-to-back road trip games, and he had come back and tell them to be at practice the next day, and he had them running like it's conditioning. No rest, no time to get your body to recover, and everybody was getting hurt.
That boy swear he was
He's trying to injure them in practice, bro. He's trying to injure his players in practice.
Yeah, he did. He did try. He did.
I think I want to say he set us back because I still feel like that team wasn't figured out yet. Like we knew Zach was Zach, and we were just looking at him evolve. I think the only thing Jim Boylen do is he made us lose Larry. He really just made us lose Larry and I almost look at it like, I don't know if you're looking at the Chase Claypool situation. That's kind of similar. Both sides are not really helping each other, and it was mainly because it was Boylen's fault. You didn't put him in no position. Hey, this man is a 7-foot athletic dude. Why is you sitting here playing him like he 40-year-old Paul Gasol for?
40-year-old Al Horford just checking the threes and not doing nothing else.
In the elbow.
So this is your game plan for this guy? This guy right here that everybody talking highly of. That's your game plan for him? Jim Boylen, you ain't making it too far, bro. You ain't making it.
Bro. Easy. You remember that game? We played Paul Gasol before he got here, and then he praised him. He said, "Oh, he's something to crazy. He's more athletic than I thought." He saw that and said, "I'm gonna turn him to an athletic Paul." But didn't even use his athleticism
at all.
Didn't even use him. Put him in the corner and say, "Yo, shoot these threes that Zach gonna give to you, bro." I'm like, "Yo, what's going on? Wait. What's the philosophy here? Like, tell me your philosophy."
For sure. Me personally, I don't think they. I mean, you could look at it as the Larry marketing thing as a loss, and that's fair too. But then you know what I'm saying. Once the new front office came in and they was doing their thing, they traded for Nikola Vucevic before the trade deadline, and then that offseason they got DeMar, Lonzo, Alex Caruso. So that was a great way to recover. So we didn't. I don't feel like we lost out that much.
And then also I want us to take this off my franchise. Like all of a sudden, Larry Market become an all-star. It's just the Bulls' fault. Like he didn't have a stop in Cleveland before he went to Utah. But we blame us. But go ahead, Easy. You say you got another question? What you got?
Yeah, my second part to the question, I want to transition a little bit to football because I've been hearing this talk and it's really confusing. And I see some bad, but I see some good. Do y'all think y'all should get rid of Justin Fields?
Oh, hold on, wait, watch this, Easy. Steve-O and Bobby, what y'all watching right now?
The Bears.
The Bears game.
Oh shit!
At the
And
same
the
time,
and the
me
brothers.
personally,
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say me personally, it depends. But I feel like I'm looking at the situation with the Chicago Bears and saying, look, how many times we're gonna keep going through this firing guys and getting guys, firing guys and getting guys. Bro, in 10 years, the last 10 years, we didn't have 4 GMs and 3 GMs and 4 coaches or 4 GMs and 3 coaches, something like that. But the turnaround is continuously happening. At some point, we got to lean on something and figure it out. And I think that Justin Fields, you know what I'm saying? He has his issues, but he definitely has a lot. He has put a lot of things in front of us to be like, hey, he deserves a little bit more.
Oh, my
That's
fault.
it.
See, I'm watching the game.
We finna shut it down right now. Appreciate you, Easy. Coming on the show.
You already know. Salute, fellas.
Salute. Yeah, because I see people said they want to come up. I had to get the chat in with the people. I know y'all watching these Bears watching these Bears games. So man, let you know, good show again, guys. Appreciate you, Bob. Appreciate you, Steve, for coming in.
For sure.
Appreciate Hayes for coming through. C-Dub will be back Monday. We go ahead and chop it up again. I guess Bobby, I think it was a little too nice. So I don't know. We got to cook up something controversial for Monday.
Hey, we finna go in.
But go ahead and watch that Bears game. Look, I ain't want to get y'all raging and then just in case the Bears. I was like, let me get y'all a little moment of peace.
Right now,
they didn't hear the C-Dub legendary comparison quote yet.
What was that?
Yeah, we ain't doing that.
I ain't gonna do a bogus. Yeah, I'm gonna let him say it. Matter of fact, he's so confident he won't even care. I'm gonna say it. He said Larry Marketing is the next Larry Bird.
All right, okay, that's the show, guys.
I told you why.
Appreciate y'all. Oh, Players Choice Nation, you will see red. You have no choice. See red, PC, and we are out of here because on that one we gotta go. That's crazy. That's crazy.